We are now on step 29, and for step 29 we need our chassis that we built so far, which is this monster. We also need a few more components. So we need our front bumper, which is the F1 part. We need the bumper mounts, which is the F2 part and the F3 part. We need our cross member systems. This is the one for the front because it's got the shorter body posts. We're also going to need the one for the rear because it's got the slightly longer body posts. And we're also going to need some more screws from the screw bag. So we're going to need BA5s. We're going to need 4 of these. And these are the 3x15mm machine screws. We need the BA7s. We're going to need 6 of those. They are the 3x10mm machine screws. And we're going to need 2 of the 3mm nuts. This is the non-locking variety. And we're going to need to attach our cross members to our chassis using these small amount of components. Of course, a little bit of thread lock. So let's show you how it's done. Going to work on the rear cross member first. So this is the one with the slightly longer of the body mount posts, and it's a case of this slips into place, and then you take your 3x10mm machine screws, of course a little bit of the thread locking compound, like this, and it's a case of screwing this together. Quite straightforward. Let's see if I can get this one on camera so you collect the 3 nuts that we did, the 4 nuts we did. You collect those by going through like so, and those nuts, captive nuts, no problem at all. So same again. There we are, see, straight in. And because I Yoo-hoo glued those in, no problem at all, straight through. Okay, so just finish this off. And once we've got the screws in there, we just give it a good nip up so it's nice and tight. There you go. So that's now the rear one on. We now must focus onto the front one. The front one's a little bit more involved in that we have to put on the other components, which are our F2 components and our F3 components, before we put the cross member in. And yep, show you that. So we've got to do the front cross member and front bumper system in now. And one thing I've noticed in the drawing here, when you're doing the front one, is that you put these components and the front cross member so that you get this effect across the front, like that. But it doesn't say, it says you locate these bottom ones into the F2 and F3 components, but it doesn't say that you actually have to put these bits here actually through those first of all. It doesn't mention that at all, because that's the only way that that could go. It doesn't mention that here in the drawing. It says just do the bottom section where the BA where the BA 13 nuts are going to go. So just bear that in mind, because it's only later on, if you look ahead into the further step, which I believe is step 20, no, about step 32, that if you look at the drawing, it shows that the bumper is actually through the F2 and F3 components. So yeah, just something to note there. But anyway, now we've got this all rigged up, we're going to secure this top one with the 3x15mm screws, and we're going to screw the F1 to the F2, F3 supports using the 3mm nuts and the 3x10mm screws that we have left, with a little bit of thread lock compound, of course. All right, let's get that done. Okay, so let's do this. Let's take the first of the 3x15mm screws. I've popped the cross member in place like we did before. I've taken my F2 and F3 parts and put my bumper through the holes there, and you'll see there's this lining up area, just lines up and through. So you literally just go through and collect the nut, the captive nut that we popped in there. I'm just going to pop these in loosely to start off with. There we go. There we are. So now that is step 29 completed.